If someone told you that registering a company in South Africa is complicated, that person lied. The CIPC has made it very, very, very easy for people in South Africa to register a new company. So in this video, I'm going to share everything you need to know and all the steps required in order to get your company registered through the CIPC. All companies in South Africa are registered by the CIPC through the CIPC, which stands for Companies and Intellectual Property Commission. Before we dive in, please remember to subscribe and follow us on all our social media platforms. We would appreciate that. Now let's get down to it. 4 things you should know about. 1. Cost and duration. 2. Who can register. 3. The registration process. And 4. The requirements. Those are the 4 things you need to know, and I'm going to break down all of them in the next slides. Let's talk about cost and duration. It costs 175 Rand to register a company in South Africa. That's how affordable it is. That's almost 10 US dollars. So 50 Rand, it's allocated to name reservation, and 125 is allocated to the actual company registration. Now, the duration, it can take anything within a day to 3 days to get your company registered with the CIPC. However, sometimes it takes longer than that, but it's not frequent where a company can take a week or 2 weeks nowadays. What I would recommend is that if you've registered a company and you haven't had anything within 10 days, contact the CIPC and follow up on your company registration. The other thing you can do is that you can check on the CIPC portal the progress of your registration. You can do that. So you can actually put in a tracking number, which you get when you register a company or reserve a name, and it will tell you what the CIPC has done so far with your company registration. Who can register? You can register on your own, or you can get somebody to register on your behalf. When you register on your own, all you need to do is to create an account with the CIPC, be able to log in, deposit funds, which is 175, and then go through the registration process, which I will show you in the next slides, of course. Now, the third party, you can get somebody to register the company for you. All you have to do is to submit the required information, and that will do everything for you. Now, I want to address something here about the third party. If somebody ever charged you a crazy amount to register a company, that's because they took into consideration their time and effort to register a company for you. So, for example, I've been registering companies since 2013. Now, I always added my hourly rate into the registration fee that I give to people. So, if somebody's hourly rate is 1,000, they'll charge you 1,175 to register a company. So, don't be upset if somebody charged you some crazy amount, or don't say they were trying to rip you off. Everyone's hourly rate differ. Mine differ as well. I'd suggest you register on your own to avoid paying more. But if you don't have time, there are people out there who can register for you. Next is the registration process. There are 2 things you need to know when it comes to registering a company with the CIPC. One is that there's a process which is called name reservation, and then there's the company registration process. Name reservation is when you register a company, you have to submit a maximum of 4 names. These names will be compared with the names of existing companies within their database. And if your names are the same as the existing names or are similar and close, the CIPC will reject these names. Now, you should also know one more thing. If the CIPC rejects all the 4 names, you're going to have to pay another 50 Rand in order to get your name reservation successful. Now, there's good news in order to avoid that. The CIPC allows you to search for names of existing companies. You don't have to search every name. What happens is whatever name you have, which you would like it to be your company name, you just put it into the search box of the CIPC, and then it will give you the results. If the companies exist, it will let you know that these companies exist. If not, it will also let you know that it did not find anything that matches your search. Now, here's another thing you will see in the next video. During the name reservation process, when you're filing for name reservation, as soon as you put in names, it will show you if the names match or not. However, still, even though the database says it hasn't found the exact names, the CIPC can still reject them based on how close your name is with the existing companies. Company registration is actually a process whereby they file your company and then they generate a company registration number for you. From then, the CIPC will email you the company registration documents. It's important to know that the CIPC no longer issues certificates or registered companies. They send you a soft copy, which is a TIF file, a TIF file, which you can then print or convert into a PDF and use whenever you want to do whatever business thing you want to do. So you will not get a certificate, you will only get the company registration documents. One more thing you should take note of. When it comes to the company registration, the directors listed on the company document, the registration document, CIPC does not allocate shares for these directors or does not display how much shares is distributed to each director. It only shows how many directors are under this company. That's it. If you want shares allocation, you need to do what is called the share certificate. That's where you can allocate who gets how many shares of the company. Or you can also sign a contract with your partners to say, as a director in this company, you get 80% shares, I get 20% shares. That's how it goes. The CIPC is not going to show on the company registration document who owns how many shares. The last step, the requirements. So what is required? 4 different names are required. Now, in the past, whenever I told people that 4 different names are required in order to register their company with the CIPC, they sort of like, oh my God, now I have to think of 4 names. How do I come up with names and things like that? What you need to do is, if you look at the bottom of the screen on your right, my company name is Whiteball Creative Solutions. So when I was registering this company, I didn't put Whiteball Creative Solutions, Cobra Media, QLand Services. No, I put Whiteball Creative Solutions, Whiteball Services, Whiteball Consulting, Whiteball IT and Internet Services. That's what I put. Now, at that time, there was no other company like Whiteball, so they were all checked right, and Whiteball Creative Solutions was accepted by the CIPC. So if you want to register a company, for example, you can come up with Whiteball Construction. So Whiteball already exists, but the extension, it's different, and it's a different sector, so it might be successful. So when you think of different names, you don't really have to say donkey, lion, baboon, and cat. You can say donkey smile, gray donkey, donkey intelligence, things like that. So you can use one name and different extensions when you're proposing these different names. Number 2, the certified ID copies of the director or directors must be supplied. If there's more than one director for the company, all of you must supply the certified ID copies. These certified ID copies must not be older than 3 months. You know that is the rule in South Africa. Now, contact details. Physical address, postal address. Let me stress that this can be the same thing. It doesn't have to be different. I've had people where they thought in the past that they had to now register a postal address. You don't have to. You can use your physical address as your postal address. And let me stress one more thing. You can use your home address as a company address. So you don't literally have to have an office in order for you to register a company. You can use your physical address or anyone's physical address as your business address. Telephone and cell phone, those will be required. If you do not have a telephone, meaning a landline or a 011, 010, 021, all those things, if you do not have them, you can just use your cell phone and then an email address. Let me also highlight here that your cell phone and your email address cannot be the same as the other directors, especially the email address. It has to be different. So postal address, physical address, everything can be the same, including the telephone. But your email address has to be different. I think that is all that it's required under the requirement. Now, if you need more information on this, please visit qlen.com. It's my blog. It has multiple articles on company registrations and what to do after you register the company. I'm going to take you now to the next step and show you how to do company registration and name reservation. I'm going to assume that you already have the CIPC account and you are able to register yourself. So when you get into the transaction area of the CIPC, you'll be presented with this display. Okay, this is like the dashboard for the CIPC e-services. Note that the website here is eservices.cipc.co.za. Now let's do a name reservation. I just want to show you this, the step of name reservation. You will come here under name reservations. Then you will choose proposed names. I will not go through these ones, but you'll choose proposed names. Then you will propose your four names. So let's say Whiteball Creative Solutions, Whiteball Consulting. Let's say, let me just put in some Jalarish here. And then let's say Qlen Services. There. Then we hit submit. So this is what I was mentioning earlier, that if the name already exists, as you can see here, it will be rejected by the database from the beginning. You can continue, of course, but this will be rejected. You know that this will be rejected. So it will be as if you just filed in for 3 names. Whiteball Consulting, it's available because there is no name on the CIPC database that matches exactly this name. However, they can still reject this name here because it's just gibberish. So Qlen Services, it's available. So you might get to a point whereby they only choose Qlen Services. However, there's a company called Qlen alone. No services, no extension, no creative solutions, no projects, nothing. It can still be rejected. Why am I showing you this? So that you know that you can also, have some confidence that your name will be selected by the CIPC. So here's the thing, okay? If your name is selected and you get the feedback that your name has been chosen, for example, you can now start doing your logos, your letterheads and everything because the name has been chosen. Now, let's go back to company registration now. We are back at the dashboard. Now, when you register a company, you come here. I'm not going to go through the whole entire process, okay, because it requires personal information to begin with. So, register using e-services, register using the business portal. This is the CIPC website, so you can still register through here. However, you're on the e-services, so you might as well just register here. So after you click on register through the e-services, you will be presented with these options where you choose between non-profit company or private company. So click on the P2 Ltd. Please note that the CIPC no longer registers CCs. So there are people whose company's extension, it's not P2 Ltd, it's CC. Those companies were registered before, long time ago, a couple of years back. Now, they no longer do that. So here's the thing. Here you're just going to put the ID number of somebody, whoever you're registering for, or your ID number. And then you add the ID number into here. So what happens is when the ID number is correct, it's going to give you the names and surnames of the person. So if I insert my ID number here, it's going to give you my names and my surname. So let me see if I can put in my details. So I've just put in my ID number. All my details are shown here. So after inserting your ID, you will be presented with your ID number, your name, your surname, and the CIPC status, whether you are disqualified or not disqualified. So as you can see here, I'm not disqualified. You also have the option to remove this director. So if you have multiple directors in your company, let's say there's 3 of you that are registering this company, you will have to put all the IDs here and hit continue. Now, after you hit continue, it says add new incorporator. So even if you have 3 directors, you can just have 1 incorporator or 3 incorporators, it's still fine. But the incorporator, as you can see here, it's explained by the CIPC that an incorporator is someone who registers a company, but it's not necessarily the director of the company. So I can register the company for you. I will list my name here. Even though I'm registering the company for you, I can still list your names here. Now, here again, you have to edit your information. Okay, if you look at this, this is where you edit your information. You're still presented with the list of directors. If there's more than 1 director, they will all appear here. Then you have to come to the edit section. Underneath, you have director type. So the director type is director. Non-executive director, alternate director. You can Google who an alternate director is and non-executive director is. You can do that. Now, here again, you put in your details, country of birth, ID number, it's here, director status, active, appointment date. Appointment date, always put the day you register. But if you want to put the day before, a week before, you can do that. CIPC allows that. Date of birth, cell phone number, email address, physical address, and then is this person an incorporator? Yes. So I'm not going to fill in the information here. It's really not necessary to do that. Let me save. It doesn't say it because some informations are missing. So I'm just going to hit back. And from here, after this step, what's going to happen is that you are going to be presented with company information. Company information, it's similar to your personal information, except they're going to ask you about the, I think, company secretary. You can put yourself. Usually I put myself, but yeah, every company should have a company secretary. Then the company physical address, the company postal address, company email address, which all of those can put for yourself. So that is the process of registering a company with the CIPC. After you hit proceed, it's going to ask you how you want to pay. So actually, I'm not sure. It doesn't ask you how you want to pay. So after you hit proceed, the final step is you're going to select the payment method, which you will choose the CIPC account, and 175 will be deducted from your account. If you did name reservation separate and company registration separate, then it will only debit 125. Yeah, I think that's it. If you've got any question, let me know, but I doubt that you'll get stuck after you've seen all this entire process. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hit like, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media platforms. Whenever you're on Facebook, just remember to type Whiteball Creative Solutions and hit the follow button, the like button. Twitter, same thing. Um, Instagram, LinkedIn, just follow us, support, show some love. Thank you.